we get a couple of repairs in here today. Got some controllers, an Xbox. All right. So first up, we have an Xbox here with broken HDMI port. I should be able to do 2 PS5 controller Hall effect replacements right after this. I don't think I'm gonna be too busy today. Hopefully it stays like average. It's been fairly busy recently. I haven't even had time to go live to set up the live because I've been so busy. Oh, I got some dust in here. Get that out real quick. It's always funny whenever people call me about these Xboxes, because they never know what type of Xbox it is. Like this guy said it was a 1X. And I asked him, I said, "Are you sure it's not a series?" And he said, "Yeah, it's a 1X." So then I was like looking, to deal with potential hard drive issues and stuff, because the 1X, the HDMI ports on those rarely break. So it's either, most of the time, it's either the hard drive has failed or the IC encoder chip got fried. And so that's what I thought I was going to be dealing with. But it turns out it's a Series X. So, which is good. It means that obviously it's not. Why is there a marker on here? This has never been opened before, and there's a marker on the. That's strange. Yeah, but thankfully it's a Series X. So, and there's physical damage you can see on the port here, which I'll go ahead and show. Is that an Xbox? It is an Xbox. So there's the port right there. You can see that the tab in the middle over here on the right side is damaged, and it's also split open. So where did my pliers? But yeah, I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to even go live on here because I've been slammed from the moment I came in. Gets busier around this time, so I try to go live as much as possible. Sometimes it's just harder. Is it gonna break? Yep. Useless. Those are useless because they put like this adhesive under here. I'm gonna have to use a different pair of tweezers for that. I don't want to ruin that. But yeah, I've been so busy, and I got some of my mods in too for the controllers. So I might do it during this live, or I might start a new live later and do the mods for the controllers, but I'm not too sure yet. Alright, I'm just gonna lift up. Carefully lift this up. Yeah, sometimes this adhesive gets really stuck on here. We'll just kind of pull from under there. I'm always really careful with these because a lot of places break either the actual ribbon or the connectors themselves. If you do that, it just adds a lot more work. It's a headache. Oh, that's why there was blue in there. I think there was a melted crayon inside of here. You see that red there at the bottom? Oh, look at that. Definitely a melted crayon or something in there. Oh. We got like the whole top portion of it right there. It's a crayon or something. I don't know. Maybe candy. Candy or a crayon. Let me get some of this dust off of here. That's the funny thing about kids. Well, I think it was a kid that put this in here, but kids love putting stuff inside these consoles. For the PlayStations, it's mostly kids putting coins inside of the disk drive. And the Xboxes, that's why I'm guessing that this is a crayon. It probably is a crayon. I mean, it could be like some other wax item, but for some reason, typically in these Xboxes, I think it's because of the top of the console right here, how it's circular, that kids look at it and they're like, oh, I wonder if a crayon will fit in there, right? Because it's like the same shape, so. That's what I think anyways. I think that's why they put crayons in there. What is that? It's an Xbox. What flag is that? South American. If it's not a South American flag, I apologize. I am not very I don't know flags very well. Never been big on geography. All I care about really is animals and food, right? As far as like different cultures and stuff, animals and food. You know the crazy thing about this tool right here is I didn't charge it for like the longest time. Like I think like I got it, and this is like a Harbor Freight tool, I'm pretty sure. Super cheap. I bought it because obviously it can reach better places than that drill there, and it's a little bit lighter. I bought it and then charged it, and then I never charged it again for like a good like year or something like that. And then it died on me a few weeks ago, and I plugged it in, not even for like probably like 15-20 minutes, and then unplugged it and went home, and it's been charged ever since then. So let's see, what tool is this? I think it's like a Bauer or something. Yeah, it's a Bauer screwdriver. It also like rotates. I don't even know how it, I don't remember how it rotates that. Oh, like that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The battery lasts forever on that thing, so thinking about getting that. I'm pretty sure it's like $15 or something, maybe even cheaper than that. The thing lasts forever. We got another flag here. What do we have? I'm gonna take a guess. Is that? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that flag is. Careful with this connector there. Always gotta be careful when taking that one off. It actually looks like the connector's broken too. Wow, that's nuts. And the piece isn't even in there, so it's definitely broken in the factory. Again, this console's never been open, so Reapers.
Let's fix the joysticks on the PS5 portal.
We do not, unfortunately. You said what now?
You know of any place that would do it?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, that's all I needed. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't even begin to guess what that flag was. Red and white like that. I thought it was like the France flag at first. Like I didn't see the color or something, but I have no idea. Definitely not a flag person, I guess. I guess I didn't loosen this one as much. The phone call had me distracted there. Yeah, here's the port here. See if we can get it to, yeah, so you see that side there. See how it's all, the tab in the middle is all chewed up on that side? That's why it's not working. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. Right. So the port's over here. So what I do first, they put like this like epoxy or like a, maybe not epoxy, but they put some like sort of covering on these little footholes here. And so I just kind of scrape it away. Because if not, it makes it a lot harder to heat this up and take it out. I definitely put something on there. I don't know what it is. If it's not epoxy, well, whatever. It's something hard that they use to keep it on there. Let's see if I can set this up where you guys can. Oh, I gotta move my vacuum here. It's half the problem. There we go. All right. There we go. Yeah, now you guys can see the port really well. Alright, I'm gonna get some flux on here. On these Xboxes, I use quite a bit of flux because it's harder to keep the board hot. They take a lot more heat in order to get them hot, so. Oh, my wife texted me. Whoops. I don't think I'm going to be able to text you back. Alright, I'm getting out a new port now. And I'm just going to tin the back pins here, which means I'm going to put some of my solder on there. Just so that whenever I remove this one and then clean up that area, I can just go ahead and pop that port back on. And it'll be a fairly quick swap there. So I'm putting some flux on these pins so that my solder sticks better to the surface. And get that all warmed up. Just move this over for a second while This last weekend I was so busy. On Saturday, I'm only open for like 5 hours on Saturday, but I was so busy I didn't even have time to go live. Alright, move this back now. just gonna heat it up a little bit first. PSD high. Psst, psst. Is that what that name is? I don't know. Bellows Forge. Hello. Hopefully it's not too cold in here. It's a little bit colder than it normally is. So I shut the door in hopes that it warms up a little bit. The reason for that is if I have like a warm room, it's a little bit easier to work on these boards. If it's too cold, the board can cool down too quick, so I have to, it just takes longer. But if it's too hot, then it's almost no good, not even worth it. I'm also starving right now, so this is kind of challenging. Right now I'm just trying to feed some of my solder into the footholes here. Because the solder that they put on these ports is a higher temperature. Or it melts at a higher temperature. So in order for me to get the port off easier, I put my solder in there to mix with their solder. That way we can pull the port off with a lower temperature. Than what they put it on with originally. With motherboards, I really say the lowest temperature you can use, the better. So obviously you don't want to cause damage to the board, and it also just makes it more prone to knocking components off or damaging components. If you use too high of heat, I should have maybe cleaned my soldering iron a little bit. It's not really catching. There we go. There you go, clean it off a little bit. I'll read your comment in just 1 second. Sorry. It's kind of like being a quarterback, right? I'm trying to stay in the pocket right now. Stay in the zone. So this doesn't cool down too much. It's a little bit of wiggle, which means it's getting close. It's that epoxy right underneath here. That's the hard part. When it wiggles like this, that means that the solder is all loose around, but then this piece of epoxy right here is what causes the port to stick on. And a lot of shops in this local area will think that this epoxy is the reason why the port is still on, and they'll pull it off and they'll rip like all these tracers up. And then people bring it to me for me to fix the tracer damage. That came off very easy. Love using my variable temp heat gun. It definitely gets hot enough to melt. Yeah, I feel like using a heat gun is superior to a soldering iron. Not saying that everyone should use a heat gun, but for me in particular, time-wise and being more efficient, a heat gun works great. I'm going to get some new solder put on those pads back there. But I have to call my wife first because she's calling me. I gotta call her on my other phone here. Okay, she didn't answer me. Alright. Must not be too important, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and get... Alright, we got new solder on each one of those pads. Just touch up the footholes here, get some more of our solder on there. And then I just run it quick across here. These ones aren't absolutely necessary, but I just put my solder on there anyways. Now we can go ahead and heat this back up. Hey man, I had the heat gun on that spot for a while. Does it not burn any of the other components? So, hopefully you're still here, sorry. Whenever I'm doing this, I kind of get zoned out. A big error that I see a lot of times, and I'm not saying for me because I learned my lesson very quick on this. It's not going to burn this board. These boards are really good at handling high temperatures, especially this one, the Xbox Series X. You actually have to use extremely high temperatures even to get the board warm enough to remove stuff. You can hold it in this spot for a really long time. The only problem is that there's some components like right here on the bottom side of the board, and for some reason I think like whenever people try doing it this way, they use the heat gun and they knock into those components on accident, probably trying to hold the heat gun too close to the board, or just having the airflow too high and it like blows the components off that are back there. If that happens, good luck. And the reason why I say that is we get a lot of those come in from other shops. Other shops will say, oh, we don't know, they'll tell the customer, we don't know, it's something's wrong with the motherboard. And every time that I hear that somebody took it to another shop and they want to bring it to me, I automatically know that that's exactly what happened. So it's not going to necessarily burn the board. Now it depends on what kind of board that you're heating up though, because game console boards, they're pretty good at handling the heat. However, the longer you have it on, the more chances there are that it's going to burn. They can burn, it's just, it takes a while. You have to hold heat on it quite a bit. But for something like I did like a MIDI keyboards and like changing the ports on those, and then like sometimes like cameras and stuff, it depends on the board, because those boards will like melt almost immediately when you're putting heat on there. So for those ones, it'd be better to use a soldering iron to take off the ports. But when it comes to gaming consoles, they can handle a lot of heat. I'm just checking the pins back here and making sure that each one of those is secured to the pads on the board. And those all look good. So now comes the hard part with the Xbox Series X, and that is waiting for it to cool down, because it takes forever for these ones to cool down. because of the thickness of the board. Which, I'll just show you like a, so this is like a PS4 motherboard here. You can see the thickness right here, right? And you can tell that we're not even looking flat at this one, but you can tell that this board is significantly thicker. So, and that's why it takes so long for it to heat up and cool down. You don't want to like, another thing is like you don't want to like cool it down too quick because it can cause micro fractures and like the solder on components on the board. So like if you, especially like the APU, which is right under here, if you like fan cooled it down, it's almost a guarantee that the APU will disconnect from the motherboard. Hey, you call me? I'm streaming on that phone. Yeah. How much are the small packs? Oh, no, yeah, no, I don't need like a giant pack then. Yeah. I don't need the berries. I get the berry smallies now because they're organic. Alright. Love you. Love you, Kenny. Love you, buddy. Later. Ugh. Just asking if I wanted berries. Alright. Gotta plug in my phones here. Didn't realize before I went live that my phones were like at 20%. Now we're at 15%. Alright, well this board is cooling down, which I'm gonna move it over here while it cools down. I will be right back. These are the PS5 controllers here that we're gonna be repairing next. Once this is all assembled and put back together. Alright. So the components that I was talking about, so the HDMI port is right here. You can see these guys right here. Either this tiny capacitors there or this chip right there in the middle. That's what the shops like to knock off. And it's super easy because, I mean, the heat gun is right here, right? So you're heating up this area. And so if you just move over a little bit, it's so easy to just knock that off. And especially with these boards needing more heat because of the thickness of the board, you know, they tend to move the air gun, like the hot air gun, closer to the board, which is what causes it to bump into that component there. And I'll show you a picture of what that looks like because I started taking pictures of it because I thought it was so funny how many of them do it. Let's see. I just worked on one of those. the other day. All right, so there it is right there. So you can see that middle chip completely knocked off. And that's what I'm talking about whenever they have the hot air gun under there and they just bump into that and then it causes a disconnect. And so just more work for me. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily dentist appointment. So it doesn't necessarily burn the board, no, but it does put the board at risk of, well, I guess you at risk of damaging components or knocking components off, you know, the hotter it gets. So the Xbox Series X, if you can repair an HDMI port on one of these, then I would say that you've done a pretty good job, to be honest. They're not the easiest ones to work on. I think they're probably the hardest ones to work on. So if you can do that, though, let's see what it feels like here. So even if like the HDMI port over here, like even if this is like cooled down significantly, I always make sure that the APU is also cooled down. It's still hot a little bit, so gotta wait a second to put that back on. I just got in the extreme rate LED light kit. Well, not just. I got it in over the weekend, but I was so busy. It's got the clear buttons and stuff, which I don't know if I'm gonna put this and the other mod that's supposed to be coming in the mail right now. Hopefully it's here soon, but I don't know if I'm gonna put them in the same controller with the LEDs, or if I'm gonna do two different controllers. I guess running a shop, it kind of just comes down to profit, you know, and for something like that, it would be better to do two different controllers. That way I can price them at a lower price, because then they're more likely to sell versus putting all the mods together. All right, it's getting there. But right after this, I'm gonna put some Hall effects in these controllers, which were dropped off to me on Saturday. And then after that, I might get lunch after that, but that's gonna be that's gonna be like in 2 hours. So, all right, that's feeling pretty good there. Feels like it's cooling down. So we can go ahead and move up here. I'm gonna have you at this angle here, a little bit closer for the assembly, just because I got my phone plugged in. So yeah, once the board like doesn't feel like warm here, then it's good. Also, if it's like just a hair too warm, you can like set it here and the heat sink will actually dissipate most of the heat. So definitely don't want to put it back together when it's still hot though. So then you run a risk of damaging the console. I do think it's funny though, like I was talking about at the beginning, how people they don't know what these Xboxes are called. Like they've had like almost every Xbox since they came out, but they don't know what this one is called in particular. People always say, "Do you guys fix the Xbox One S, One X?" Oh no, what do they say? They say One Series XS. That's what they say, and that's like 4 different consoles. heard that the new Xboxes that they're gonna be coming out with are like $1,200. That's freaking crazy. I gotta move this a hair here. Just get this set up a little higher. There we go. Make sure there's no debris in here. Looks good. What's going on, friend? What mod? How? What? Where? Yeah, so I have some PlayStation 5 controller mods. Right now I'm fixing an Xbox. And then I have 2 PS5 controllers I need to put Hall effects in. And then I have some mods that I purchased recently. Nothing too crazy. Just aesthetic mods. Oh, I can't believe I put that in there. That's wrong. So mod regular sticks with Hall effect for no drift. That's correct. Yeah, those are the only sticks I put in the PS5 controllers. Well, the Hall effects and the TMRs. The TMRs, I usually just do it whenever people actually request that. I never try to like upsell people on stuff. Just whatever's usable, right? That's what I think anyways. Fix whatever's usable. Something that is more reliable than the original parts. That way that it hopefully doesn't break again. Oh, I hate when this happens. Oh, when this ribbon cable gets caught. Okay. Thought that was going to cause some issues there. the only issue with these Xboxes, whenever you go to test them, after you fix the HDMI port, is sometimes people with that resolution, they manually set it really high for like a monitor or something like that. And I don't have that. And so, I mean, my monitor's still really good, but people like set theirs like way high. And so it actually won't pop up, and then I have to like finagle it to get it into safe mode forever. Can these PlayStations, etc. have solders, RAM, or can be upgraded normally? Can they get NVMe upgrades? So, I mean, the PS5, you can, I mean, they sell like SSDs that you can install. Super easy, but there's nothing like, at least nothing I know about yet. I know like there's like modded communities and stuff like that, but with the PlayStation 5, if they catch you modding them, they'll remotely break your console. So, not just your account, like they won't just ban your account, it'll actually break the entire console, which I've seen. I've had people come in here with bricked PS5s who were trying to hack. So, definitely happens. But yeah, as far as like upgrades go, there's not really much you can upgrade besides getting an SSD and putting an SSD in there. Which in that case, the best one that you could probably get would be a Western Digital. There's a problem with the Samsung ones. Everyone keeps getting Samsung SSDs and they won't work. And then it's because you have to like, reformat the drive. Or repartition it, I think that's what it is. You have to repartition them in order to get them to work in the PlayStation 5. It's kind of crazy. Yes, the red light of death for breathing wrong on that. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go plug this in. We're gonna test it out. So obviously, the new port is right there. Looks fantastic. But if it doesn't work, then it's not fantastic. All right, so that cut straight on, which is what we're looking for here. Boom, just like that. That's how you do an HDMI repair on there. If you've been watching from the beginning, that's how you do it. And I've been on here for 43 minutes now. So that was actually pretty quick. I would say this is like, yeah, this one went a lot quicker than normally. Normally they take me about 45 minutes, but I had no hiccups this entire time. Never was tempted to buy an Xbox or PlayStation. I'm a PC person. Yeah, I've had like all of the PlayStations growing up. Not the Xboxes, just PlayStations. And then when I got the PS5, I decided to get a PC as well.
Hello?
Hey, it's Reaper's Electronics. Your Xbox is good to go.
Hey, man, sounds good, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm over here at South Park, so it'll probably be about an hour before I make it back over there.
Alright, that's fine.
All right, appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Alright. Now we get to go work on some controllers here. Which thankfully I can sit down and do these ones. Because I am a little tired right now. And starving. I'm starving. That's alright, we'll handle that in a little bit. So I said we're gonna mod some stuff on here, so. Right. Have to solder on a new port as people break them. Can a Google Chrome dongle be installed to make it wireless? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I always thought about that too, like using a wireless dongle, but I'm not sure if something like that would work. Yeah, I'd be interested in figuring that one out too. Because that would make it, I mean, that would make it more reliable. What's next? Now we're putting the Hall effects in. So I got the Hall effects right here. The mod. So I think for the one that I'm going to put the LED lights in, I think I'm going to use TMRs, which I have right here. I think I might put those in. And those are just my controllers that I will possibly sell. They're Chinese dongles that make anything wireless display. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. They got a bunch of crazy stuff over there. I need to look into that actually, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'd sell those after doing the repairs, see if people want them. That would not be a bad idea. Oh, this controller is broken. Piece of plastic just came out of it. Very typical, very normal for these controllers to be broken. Especially if they're coming in to get stick drift fixed. These are my controllers back here. I need to move those out of the way. It's like a graveyard of controllers over here. Yeah, now you got me curious. I should look into those dongles. It'd be pretty interesting. None of my suppliers from China have brought that up though, which I'm kind of surprised. All right, we got the board out. Now we just need to unsolder the wires. So I am not a fan of fixing PS5 controllers, but so many people have contacted me about it that this is why I do fix them. Yeah, I definitely don't put the regular analogs back on just because they're so bad. The spring system just, it's not good. Alright, now we have the board off. I don't know what's going on with this analog here. Oh, he must have put a cover on it or something. I might just replace that. I don't know if they would want me to, but let me see. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna replace that. Oh, it's not even covered, it's the actual analog, yeah. That's broken. They don't need that anymore. I'll get them a new one on there. Hang on a second here. There we go. More upward angle on this. Now, there's that plastic stuck on there from when we heated it up. Now we're going to rub that off. Gosh, these cleaning companies send me so many emails. Oh my goodness, no, I don't want your cleaning services. It's nuts. So persistent. Once one stops bothering you, then another one bothers you immediately. I swear, just having your business listed on Google just opens up, like, I probably get like 50 phone calls a week from spam numbers. You just block them and block them and block them. Alright, now that we got the plastic ridges off, what temp is your rework hot air set to? The hot air gun, that hot air gun would do the sensor taken on. So I have it set to 450 degrees Celsius. But that's because I also work really fast. You don't need to use temperatures that high. You can use a little bit lower temperatures, but it'll take longer. I just work significantly faster than most people do, so. How can I help you? Depends on what you have. I gotta make that. Oh, no, that's sometimes there's too much damage, so I should keep it. Yeah. 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 I prefer you take it. Yeah. Alright, so break time. Just kidding. Break from the controller. We got a PS5 in with a broken HDMI, which is our typical repair here. So 0608. nice motherboard holder. Where can I get one like yours? They should have them on like Amazon. I'm pretty sure. If you just type in like PCB holder, the one that I have should pop up. I don't prefer the one that I have, to be honest, though, just because it is like plastic and it'll melt at high temperatures and stuff. So you got to be very careful of that. So this PlayStation 5, oh, well, that's not good. Definitely been into before. It was like dropped or something because the panels are separated on it. I never understand why people leave these stickers on. Just take them off. Hopefully this will come off with no problem here. Oh, it's missing a bunch of screws. What the heck? Yeah, see, this was definitely worked on by somebody who had no idea what they were doing. So, the first thing is, sure, I get like, you can like mark this and stuff like that with a Sharpie. But then there's like screws missing, and then this is actually screwed in right here. So I don't know what I'm going to see when I completely open this, but judging by that, it's not going to be anything good. Oh, it's screwed in on the back too. Yeah, that's not supposed to be there. That would make sense why there's screws missing on the panel. Alright. Now that I took all those screws out, we can see what kind of disaster is going to be under here. You think there's going to be pads ripped up off the HDMI section? I hope not. Alright, so someone definitely did mess with the HDMI port, which is what I figured. So you can see that they used the corrosive flux on here, which mine is non-corrosive, so it doesn't cause this. But yeah, basically just eats away at the board over time, which is no good. Hopefully it's not too damaged under here. They did crank these screws down though. A little twitch there, just dumped the screws. Oh, I guess it would help if I took these screws out. I'm so distracted by this. I hope it's not too bad. Come on, baby. affordable, please. Let's see. And oof. The port's not even it's not even connected on the back there. Don't know if you can see that. Let's see. The pins are actually all off of the board. There's like a gap between the port. Dang it. There's a gap between, there you go. See all those pins? They're all off of the board. Oh my goodness. Hopefully they're not all like ripped up pads or something, because I was not looking forward to that today. Guess the only thing we'll do, so I'm not gonna pre-10 a port this time. Not yet anyways. I'm just gonna take this one off and see what's going on here. Because it doesn't look very good. Not very promising. Yeah, it doesn't even look like the feet are connected right here. It looks like it popped out. I'm not just gonna like pull it off though, because if I did that, it could damage something even further. It's already moving. I don't even think it's attached, to be honest. But I'm just gonna heat it up just to be on the safe side here. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. I think it's salvageable here. So obviously there is a component missing, but they scratched it. So normally whenever you scratch the pad where the component is missing back there, it creates a connection so that you don't have to put the component back on. So Winder, hello. Just gonna clean it up a little bit, because obviously I don't want their nasty flux all over my area here. I'm gonna put that component back on anyways, even though the bridge like that does create a contact point. The reason for that is sometimes the ports just, or the PlayStation will just stop sending a signal out. For some reason, I don't know why it happens. Because you would think if it makes a connection that it wouldn't be a problem. But sometimes it just stops working because there's no component back there, so. There's a bunch of hair in here from something. What am I repairing today? Right now I'm working on a PS5 HDMI port. I already fixed an Xbox Series X HDMI port. And then I was in the middle of working on 2 PS5 controllers, doing Hall Effect installs on them. But like I always say, I prioritize consoles first. Because you can play with different controllers, but you can't play with a different system. Unless if you have multiple systems, but people typically have more controllers than systems, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to put my flux on these pads on the motherboard, and more pillowed pillowed up it is, the easier it is to work with, and the less chance of a cold solder joint. So. Okay. Yeah, my soldering iron is kind of making me frustrated though, because it keeps sucking the solder up too high. So I'm gonna let it get cold a little bit. I'll retry that, because that did not go on how I wanted it to. Put a little bit more flux there. Alright, looks like it's starting to get cold. Okay, I got too cold, so now I just bridged them all together. And this is why I can't stand when they use a different flux. Because this happens every time. For some reason it makes it so much harder to... What type of flux band do you use? PS5 HDMI port damage repair, yeah. My flux is like some... Good luck. There it is. That's what it is. Actually, it looks like it's supposed to say no corrosion. It says no erosion. Maybe that makes sense actually. Yeah. This flux is better than anything else. 100% better. Yeah, that actually, but this is the problem. I mean, you guys even saw me like clean it off with like alcohol and everything like that too. The problem is like when they use their crappy flux on there, it like stays on there and it like mixes in with the solder, and then it makes it harder for me to put my solder on there. So if they don't reapply solder, then it just makes the job even harder. Right now I'm just heating up a PlayStation 4 Slim board to take the components off. It's not difficult to do fine soldering. It varies. Sometimes it could be easy, sometimes it could be challenging. Alright, so got that new capacitor right there. And I'm just gonna grab a new port now, tin it, put some of my solder on it, that way that we can just reapply everything at once. So as I heat this up, I'm going to try to put that little capacitor back on there, which it just traveled. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just traveled way over here, so I'm going to move it back over here a little bit. Why is it like running away from the tweezers? That's kind of strange. There we go. Alright, so the capacitor's stuck on there good. And we're just going to Drop the port on. Let that heat up a little bit. As that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and apply some solder to the footholes. That way that they suck the other solder up. And create a stronger hold. So obviously, whoever repaired this last did not do that. And I think that's why it broke off completely. Thankfully there was no extreme damage. Alright, that was a lot less painful than I thought it was going to be. Just check the pins back here and make sure they're all secured. Make sure there's no cold solder joints in here. Yep, and that component's perfectly connected back there as well. So, yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought there was going to be a lot of damage on there. Thankfully, there wasn't. Yeah, you can see just by looking at the Q-tip, see that grain on there? That's how you know that the flux that they were using is super corrosive. Which I don't know why people use it, honestly. It's not like it's any easier to use than my flux. Plus theirs makes like a huge mess. It turns into like a caramel almost. Really hard to work with. Alright, now I just need to let that cool down. While it's cooling down, I'm gonna fix the liquid metal here as much as I can anyways. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. The motherboard is very susceptible to burning. Not the PS5 motherboard. Unless if you're using like crazy high temperatures, like really high. Typically when the liquid metal separates a lot like this on the APU side, it's a lot harder to put it back on, like it won't stick. We'll see what this one does. Like the heatsink side is stuck just fine, but yeah, see how it's like having trouble sticking? This is like that weird haze that it creates behind it. This is why I tell everyone that they need to lay down their PlayStation 5. So if you stand it up, as you can see, it creates the bald spots, and then once it creates the bald spots, they become like slippery, I guess you could say, for the liquid metal, and it doesn't want to stick. Now these ones are still sticking, or this is still sticking, so it should be good. It'll obviously cause problems in the future though, if it's not taken care of. But for the moment it should be good, because most of it's stuck, so. While that cools down, move this up here. There we go. Yeah, it's still a little warm. Oh, it looks like they spilled some liquid metal on there in the past. Yeah, that's not good. I didn't notice that. It's gonna be, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. You see like that streaking right there? It's like very faint. Hopefully it didn't get on any of those components. It kind of looked like it did. Actually, I have to check that real quick. That could eat away. Yeah, I'm just not gonna touch that, to be honest. If it worked before, then hopefully it'll stay. I didn't realize that the one of the feet was broken off back here. I didn't realize that. See how it's sticking up? So I need to touch that up real quick. Alright, that's a lot better. Just slide this in place. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, see, it's a lot colder in the room today, so everything's cooling down faster. Is it hard to replace Alps thumbsticks on an Xbox Series controller with TMR sticks? I already installed Extreme Rate mod. I feel like if you can install an Extreme Rate mod, then you can probably change the thumbsticks out. Yeah, I have a feeling that you could probably do that. It's not too hard to replace the thumbsticks. I don't work on Xbox controllers at all, especially the Elite controllers, because the little thumbsticks can get stuck on the analogs, and I just don't do that. But wait, did you say? Oh, you just said it's a Series controller. Okay, so it's not even Elite. So yeah, I have a feeling that you could probably do that fairly easily if you installed an Extreme Rate mod. That's what I use. I use Extreme Rate mods just because they're so. I mean, they're pretty simple, pretty standard modifications, and they look great. So. I think it's kind of funny though how they put the Sharpie lines here and then they still didn't screw in the screws right. Whoever worked on this last was either the customer themselves, which the customer is actually, I guess it was like her brother or whatever that had the console, so maybe him, or a cell phone repair shop of some sort, because they love to do a terrible job when it comes to repairing these. Yeah, I'm throwing shade at you. Sorry, get the wire up in here, just let it out. I mean, would the PCB of the Extreme Rate not get in the way of the TMR sticks? It really depends on like what Extreme Rate mod you put in there. I'm not too sure what you put in there. If you tell me what you put in there, I could tell you, because I've used a lot of their mods. So, did you use like a back button mod or like a LED light kit or something? What you put in there? Extreme Rate back button mod. I mean, you'll have to. The hard part is going to be trying to disassemble it, and then you might have to take, depending, like anything that's connected to the board, you will have to disconnect. So if you like soldered any points to the board, which I'm pretty sure that you might have to do. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that you might have to solder a few points. Then you'll definitely have to like unsolder those points. As far as like there's only one screw missing. That's nice. I'll just add one from my pile here. But I mean, yeah, if there's anything connected to the board and you're trying to take the analogs off, similar to a way that I would take them off, which is like with a hot air gun, then you're definitely going to have to completely disassemble that mod first, just because you don't want to risk breaking it or something, or melting it. Oh, oops. I'm so talking about the mod here that I completely forgot about the disk drive. But yeah, you might have to disassemble that in order to change the thumbsticks, but I think it's well worth it because thumbsticks tend to drift super quick on almost all controllers now, so I think it's absolutely worth it. Even the controller's gonna last you forever. Oh, I forgot to take this screw out. This one doesn't fit in here. I think this is a narrow screw and this is a fat screw hole. Yep. And that one goes right there. And there's no screws there, which aren't really gonna matter. There was no SSD cover either. Hopefully the panels went together right. We'll flip it over and see here. Yeah, see the panels are still kind of separated there. So I definitely think like this may have fallen originally, and then they did a terrible job of replacing the HDMI port and then put it back together. So it looks like the plastic's probably broken here. The Ethernet port is also kind of damaged, like the frame of it is kind of damaged, but it shouldn't be too bad. We're gonna plug it up now and see if it works. Did you ever do any repairs on MacBook Pro? Yeah, the dustgate screen is full of colors. I want to replace the screen and do it as cheap as possible. I hate working on all of Apple products, to be honest with you. That's why I don't work on phones. I strictly work on gaming consoles. I mean, you could just find, so basically you just look with the part number of your MacBook, just go on like eBay and type in like screen for, and then put your model number in there and just make sure 100% that it's the right screen, because there is some places like in the US who sell, which I'm guessing are probably Chinese screens, but there's some like fast shippers in the US who sell them for, you know, a pretty good price versus like going through Apple and trying to get it from them, the actual screen replacement itself. But yeah, I mean, it'd be a lot cheaper to do it that way. It's just finding a part number that matches 100% with your screen, but it is fairly simple. And there's, for MacBooks, I'm probably almost certain that there's probably like 50 YouTube videos for each model. So I think it'd be pretty simple for you to do, especially if you've already put in an extreme rate mod before. I'm gonna go plug this PS5 up real quick. All right. Thanks for the info. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thanks for subbing. So we got the PlayStation 5 plugged up now. It is working. Fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them a call. And then we can get back to doing the controller. Oh, yeah. Just got done with it. Yeah. Yeah, it was, I don't know, somebody tried to replace it before. Did you try to get it fixed before?
I got a mail and it didn't work.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to send it back.
Yeah, so whoever tried to fix it, the HDMI port originally, did a horrible job.
Okay, so that wasn't the first time that happened, apparently.
No, so not, yeah. But yeah, it was like missing screws and stuff. Nothing too crazy, but.
You just want to know. So I paid $250 for the PlayStation. You gave me the fix. Am I still coming out in plus?
I believe so. Okay. But it could be worse. Like a lot of people.
No, we ain't having no problem with it. Okay. ain't got no mind to do it, so, you know. Alright, but thank you. That's what it is. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it now on the phone. Thank you. So let me ask you a question. So I'm looking at HDMI cord. So it's a regular HDMI?
You have like some crazy monitors?
Not a baby. I have like a baby 25.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would,
I got a basic one too that I use in my home too. Alright, so what I do next is oh, yeah, okay. My brother just told me that was HDMI as well.
I definitely recommend running with that one just to put it just about on auto and just really spacing up.
Okay.
The HDMI cord is less likely to break, so they break very easily. Yeah, so less likely to break.
Okay, I heard you when you said something about
We have half the value of MacBooks and the screen itself. Plus, we got to worry about being iCloud locked. Yeah, see, that's why I don't work on Apple stuff, just the locks and stuff. And you can never trust somebody if they're like, oh yeah, it's me. Maybe I can sell the MacBook Pro as it is with the broken screen. It would save a lot of hassle. Yeah. Yeah, you could always sell it. There's other people out there who will put in the time and effort for something like that. So why should you if you don't want to, you know? Kind of like that. Alright, so that PS5 was good and gone now. Back to analogs. PS5 controllers. Oh, my soldering iron cooled down. I didn't realize I must have been talking or something forever. Yeah, working on these controllers is so tedious. It's a lot of work. A lot of work for a little bit of payout. That's pretty much how controllers work. I don't mind doing them though. But if I have consoles and stuff, then I try to put these on the back burner as much as possible. Oh, I didn't realize it was all blurry. What am I installing? I'm putting new analogs on. I'm putting the Hall Effect ones on. You gotta have a few gun with these soldering sticks. Yeah, I just do things the way that I think are fastest. Alright, now I just gotta wait for that to cool so I can put the new analogs on. I will say though, people love watching cleanings on here. Went live, I can't remember when it was. It was like Friday maybe. And I was cleaning a PlayStation 5. People love watching that. It's still a little hot. We gotta wait for that to. What's better, TMR or Hall Effect? TMRs are definitely better, but that depends on which ones you get, of course. Same thing with Hall Effects. Depends on which ones you get, but Hall Effects I would say are good for commercializing repairs because they're gonna last you a long time. They're not like super sensitive or anything. TMRs, I guess, they're like higher quality, I guess you could say, so they're better, but like longevity, I guess it's just whichever one will last the longest. But I haven't had a problem with either one, Hall Effects or TMRs. which, like I said before, the TMRs I only put in at like customers' request. Never had anybody call me back for Hall effects or TMRs, so that's why I think it's better to put those in versus the regular analogs. The regular analogs are complete garbage. It's a outdated piece. No, come on. What are you stuck on? There's probably some solder in there. We'll watch. Maybe if I didn't keep dropping everything, I could actually get it in there. Oh, I didn't realize one of the pins were crooked. Yeah. Simple mistake there. One of the pins for the button up here was crooked. I didn't see that. Alright, now I'm gonna put solder on one corner of the frame. And push so it's flat. It looks to be flat, so now we're going to do the opposite side, opposite corner. Push. And then, gosh, I am starving right now. Okay, so that's on there nice and flat. You always want to make sure it's flat, because if it's like sitting up on one side, whenever you go to calibrate it, it can cause problems, or even during like gameplay, it can cause problems where it like exaggerates one side, then it like you move it to the other side and the movement's more slow in the game. That's why you want to make sure it lays flat, because even if it's calibrated, it can still do that. I don't know why this side feels loose. And just make sure it's connected to the frame on there. Yep. Okay. I don't know why that felt loose there for a second. Maybe it's just because none of them were secured. Ugh. I find Hall effects a little bit too loose. I like it more stiff, like the original TMR. Yeah, that's what it basically comes down to, I guess. It's just preference on feel. To be honest though, whenever I'm playing with controllers and stuff, I really don't notice the difference between a TMR and a Hall effect. Alright, hopefully all these pins are straight. They looked good. Yep. That's how it should pop in there every time. Push pressure on there so it lays flat. Same thing with this side. Now I'll check it here. Yep, looks good. So now we can solder all these points down. Thankfully, this is like a, what is this? 020 controller maybe? I don't know, it's either 020 or 030. I think it's 02 though. Which means there's less wires you have to solder back in when putting it back together. We just try to make things more complex as time goes on. Alright, Now that we have all those soldered down, we're gonna put some new thumbsticks on there for them. Well, actually, I think the right one's fine. No, the right one's loose too. Yeah, I'm gonna put 2 new thumbsticks on there. That way that it's like having a new controller again. Reapers. We do not. We do not. For what now? Oh, yeah, I'm not too sure who sells those. I mostly just look on like Marketplace for that kind of stuff. I mean, Micro Center might have them, or Best Buy, though. Sometimes Walmart has cheap ones too.
Well, I looked at Walmart, it's all third party, and a couple years ago, I done something to my bank account. My bank account had to put my money back because they were in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would definitely try somewhere like Micro Center then, which is in Charlotte. I almost guarantee that they have computers there that they build themselves, so that's not through a third party, that's just strictly through them. So yeah, I mean, Micro Center.
Micro Center.
Yes.
Alright, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Oh, I forgot I was live. The phone call distracted me there for a second. Thought about moving into computer repair, but I don't think I even have time to do that because I'm so busy with the consoles here. Alright. So we got the Hall effects in here. Now we just need to put the controller back together. And then we'll do the next controller. Yeah, it looks way better with those new analog or thumbsticks on there too. I hate putting this one back in, it's so annoying. And half the time it doesn't even go in right. Yeah. Had to use the tweezers there to get that one in. Good. How can I help you?
I'm picking up the Xbox.
Xbox. Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm so caught up on the controls right now. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing stuff. You know, like, yeah, I'm like an airhead right now. Yeah, I know.
You did. I was like,
What'd you do to my Xbox?
You was like, Xbox X?
Yeah.
I was like,
Alright, this is it right here. Yeah. Yeah, whenever these ones break too, it's just that tab in the middle. It just comes from like unplugging and plugging in or like moving the console.
Tilt it over.
Yeah. Okay.
So that HDMI cord is done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the one at home, it should be fine.
Yeah. Because I always recommend getting a new one. Is it fairly expensive or $10?
For sure, but it broke under.
Yeah, I never know that. I can't tell you. I can't tell you if the other one is like good or not. So. I mean, you can look inside of it, so you just want to make sure everything looks like uniform. Like there's top of fingers in there, you want to make sure they're all straight and like the black plastic. You want to make sure the corners aren't dug out, and then the actual shape of this is sharp. Flat, you know what I'm saying? It gives it sharp. Yeah. Okay.
Jay, thank you, Jay. I appreciate it.
Sorry.
Maybe something.
Yeah, man.
Look at something. Yeah. It is good.
Oh my goodness, man! What the heck? Look at this. Come on. Like, is this even valid anymore? I hope so. 'Cause it's quite a bit. That's ridiculous, though. Come on. Come on. Who does that? What? It looks like it was like burned or something. Hopefully it's not like blood or something gross. Blood money here. But who's that? Come on. Also, that guy came in and I completely forgot why he was even in here. I forgot I fixed an Xbox. Like an hour ago. That was confusing. Yeah, I'm starving right now, so obviously I can't think straight. Ugh, man, I am so hungry right now. Like, my stomach hurts. Ugh. But I have to fix these controllers here. I can go anywhere. I'll just wait to calibrate this when I go to calibrate the other one. So now it's time to do this one. Can't wait to do the mods later. This is definitely not as fun as doing the mods. Thankfully, these are like the 2-wire controllers though, where there's only 2 wires here. The ones where there's extra wires, it just, for some reason, those controllers are wacky to work on. This light always takes my camera out of focus here. Hopefully that keeps it in focus with not too much background. Oh. Reapers.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if you can repair me PS5.
What's wrong with it?
I think it's the HDMI port. Like, flickering and stuff like that.
It's doing what now?
Like, flickering, like it's wants to connect to the TV, but inside it's just black, and it just goes up to the main screen.
Okay. Yeah, we can fix that for you. It usually takes about 30 minutes for us to do it. It's $135 if you use cash. It's $140 if you use card or cash out.
Okay, 140?
Yes.
Alright, I'll see you know. Where you looking at?
We're in Matthews.
In Matthews?
Yes.
Okay, can you text me your address?
Yes, I can.
Alright, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Ugh, man, I'm so hungry right now. Ugh. Oh, I had someone text me about this to my work number the other day. I think it was Saturday. They texted me asking me if I offered this service here, which is the Hall effects, and I was like, yeah, I sure do. And then they asked me how much, and I told them 55. And they like wrote me back, and they were like, I know somebody who can do it for 30. I was like, okay. What's the point of telling me that? Yeah. If you know somebody who does it for 30, then take it to them. If you want somebody who does it out of their house, go ahead, you know. I'm in a shop setting, you know. Not to say that, you know, the person doesn't know how to do it, who charges $30, but most of the time they don't know what they're doing. It's just weird to me how people will write or text me stuff like that, and it's weird how people like text my work number to begin with. Like no calls or anything, they just text it. Someone must have told them that it was a cell phone or something. Maybe that's just the world we live in now. I think it's strange. I would never text a business. That's strange to me. Alright, let that cool down just a hair before we switch to the other side. Because I don't want the board to warp on us. Look how bent some of these come. This one's not even the worst one. Sometimes they're like completely flat. Alright, it should be cool enough where we can work on the other side now. Pukey alligator. Hello. I think that's how you say it. I hope it's not like Pookie or something. Pukey alligator. I gotta clean this thing out. It's putting debris everywhere. Yeah, drop some solder back in one of these holes. That's why I keep these things clean. Alright, looks good. Oh, this port, not port, this analog came off a little faster. You can tell by how much plastic is left on here. Well, burnt the crap out of this, but that's alright. Plenty of replacements. I'll just put a new one on there. Nice technique. Alright, like right as I burn this thing. Good work, bro. Keep going from Egypt. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Look at that. Burn that thing nice and good. So I'll just have to get another one from the spray controller. Throw it in there. Alright, got a new one here, so let's see, it goes in right-handed. Alright, so that's a good working area there, good working area here too. So now we can put the new analogs on here. Bend the pin straight on this Hall effect stick here. Gosh, the button was like completely sideways. Wasn't even. It still works, so that's good. Same thing as the other one. Get the one corner first. Press and hold. Next corner. Press and hold. Now just make sure that this is on here flat. Which it is. So now we can solder all the points down. Turn this a little more. My fume extractor picks it up. Oh no, I bridged it. There it goes. Ah. I didn't think it was gonna unbridge that easily. Got some solder splash right there. 1, 2. Just gonna touch all the points just to make sure that they're all nice and secured. Occasionally it like creates little gaps, and so you have to hold the soldering iron on there a little bit longer in order to get it to fill the gaps on each one of those little holes there. You don't want to hold the soldering iron on there too long, or else the heat could travel up the pins and could melt the plastic on the analog. Which obviously that would only happen if you like work super slow or something, or if your soldering iron isn't set to a high enough temperature and you're just holding it there for too long. Spinning the pins back on this. Just factory defect here. Typical. It's the same thing here, just corner, then corner. First corner, press. Second corner, press. It should be flat. Yep. Now we can solder all the points. Alright, touch each one of these points, make sure they're all good. Oh, bridge that. Please tell me you can take it away. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to eat. That's all I can think about right now. I was gonna try to do the mods on the other controller mods. I was gonna try to do them on the same live, but I might have to take a break and come back. Alright, just got both of those put on. They're both flat. They look good. Watching from Germany. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, people over there, like, I'm not too sure about like Germany, but I know like Ukraine and stuff like that. Like a lot of people solder. Not that many people do here in the States. But also a lot of people here just typically rebuy stuff instead of getting it actually fixed. So. Michael, how you doing? Watching from India. Watching from a bathroom. Oh man. What if I said that I was filming from the bathroom too? Wait a second. Got a toilet in my shop. Supposed to be watching memes in the bathroom. Not watching repair videos. Man, I need to throw these tweezers out. Those ones are frustrating me. They're not straight at all. See if I can reach through here. Alright, now we can start reassembling the controller here. You'd have to charge $30. Wait, was that like an above my head joke there? Because I was making a statement earlier about that guy and the $30. I can't tell. I'm so hungry. I can't even. I could barely even finish this right now. I still can't believe that guy walked in though, and he was like, "Here, I am here to pick up the Xbox." I was like, "What Xbox?" I bet that he was probably like, "Wait a second, this guy steal my Xbox?" And I worked on that not even that long ago. I still can't believe it. Like an hour ago. Oh my gosh, I can't stand putting this ribbon back in. Never wants to go back in, right? The statement from earlier, yeah, okay. That makes sense, okay. That was a good joke. Oh my goodness. There we go. There we go, man. Jeez. We'll get these both plugged up and hopefully everything went smooth and we can just recalibrate them super quick. That way I can finally get something to eat. Oh my goodness. There we go. If you're wondering, yes. You see that little gap right there? I have lost screws in here. But if you size it up, you'll see that it like, how does it like go through that hole? It's like, see that? But yeah, I've managed to do that. On the back and the front. The front is worse though. Because I can go like deep in the controller here, like way down in there, which that sucks when that happens. Alright, now we can get both of these plugged up to my computer, that way that I can just recalibrate them fairly quick. Let me get that set up. Alright. Got the computer set up there. Now we're just gonna get them plugged up here. Yeah, sometimes people bring their console in and get it repaired and then they completely forget about it. I don't know. That just happened recently, actually. All right. Let's start off with this one here. The first one we fixed. Connects, that's good. All right, so it's a little wacky. Thankfully, it's not doing the quarter issue, because if it was doing that, we're doomed. All right, so fix that. So now it's centered, but the problem is, let's see. See how it's like registering up right here? That's when you have to do the stick range. A lot of people think it's just like a like sensitivity thing on like turning and looking and stuff like that in a game, but it's not. So see how they're like fidgeting and jumping? Boom. Now we're gonna shave. We're gonna shave the changes. I'm gonna save them. That was me doing that. That's why I calculated an error there. And we'll just snap them. Make sure they go back, and then we're gonna go over to our other hardware tester here. Just make sure they look good on this one too. And it looks fantastic. Yeah, no, that's, so that one's good. That one actually worked out really well. Happy with that one. And we do the same thing with the white one too. Thankfully, whoever made this program, I'm so thankful for them. Because I wasn't going to work on PS5 controllers at all anymore, right? Because I would replace the old analogs and they're so sensitive that it would almost never register 0, right? And if there was any bend in the PCB board for the controllers themselves, it would have error on it. So, I mean, whoever made this, I'm so thankful to them. Because I was never going to work on PS5 controllers before. Range calibration. I didn't even do it yet. Boom, centered. Now let's see if it has the same issue as before. Yeah, see how it's like jumping around, fidgeting like that? You gotta calibrate stick range here. Just rotate them around, go different ways and stuff. Wait, why didn't it register? What the heck? That was weird. I don't know why I popped that up. But everything seems good. Let's check it on here. This thing's so slow. There we go. It's all these advertisements they put on here. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, thank goodness. How to make the circularity between 7 and 9%. I mean, look at this. 4%. That's really good. I don't know how you would like I don't know how you would like change it, I guess. I mean, it just gives me whatever residuals, and it works for, 100% of people that come in here. No one ever says, oh, I want the circularity change or anything. So I'm not too sure how you'd get it between 7 and 9%. It's a very strict range. I mean, you can get them low, but then even like the more you circulate it, like it's gonna increase error over time because of the very fine specs and stuff. So I guess there you go, 7%. But all right, controllers are good. So I fixed an Xbox Series X HDMI port, which I forgot about, and then questioned the customer when he came back because I completely forgot about it. But yeah, fixed that. and then I fixed the PS5 HDMI port, which was unexpected. Didn't think that anybody was going to show up. I thought I was going to just be controllers today, but surprisingly I had the Xbox and the PS5, and then now I got the controllers done. All within, how long have I been live here? About 2.5 hours, so yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go eat before I pass out or something. Because obviously I need to eat, so thanks for watching. I'll probably be on in like an hour or so, maybe, to do the mods. If not, then I'll do the mods on Wednesday. Tomorrow I don't think I'm gonna be here. I mean, I saw a lot of videos that say it's better to make it in this range. I mean, yeah, the circularity of it is pretty much gonna go in that range eventually, because the more you circulate it, the more error that it's gonna register. So I guess between 7 and 9. But how's it going?
Good.
How can I help you?
HDMI fixed on my PS5.
Okay. Alright, I gotcha.
What's the HDMI? Y'all must get this all the time.
Yeah. I've already fixed a couple of them this morning. So.
How long does it take?
About 30 minutes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Check out the console here.
I took all the cover off.
Oh yeah, you'll have to get a new HDMI cord too.
I done tried 3 HDMI cords.
No, I'm saying you have to get a new one.
Okay.
Like
cool.
even if you tried those ones in here, you might as well just throw them away.
All those away?
Because the tab right there in the middle is broken, and it digs.
Oh, you see it's broken?
Yeah, right in the middle there. See how it's like got all those copper things that are sticking out?
Okay.
So. Readers. Oh my goodness. Spam callers.
But nah, yeah. Does it just come back in 30 minutes?
Yeah, I'll have you sign
How
in
much
here. It's $135 if you're using cash. It's $140 if you're using card or cash out.
Use card.
Okay. Alright, sounds good. We'll see you then. Yep. Alright, never mind. I thought I was going to be able to get lunch. But I am not. It's kind of like those meme jokes where it's like, oh no, I'm suffering from success, right? Except this time I'm like actually suffering because I'm starving right now. Alright, we have another PS5 with a broken HDMI port, which is very visibly broken. So we're going to go ahead and get this fixed. Hopefully pretty quick. Ew, what's on the bottom of this console? I don't know what's on there. Oh, there's a bug right there. What the heck? How many people are watching this? Look at this. What the heck? What is that? Identify this bug. Identify it. Who knows what this is? That's wild. Dang, I freaking hate bugs too. Somebody call an adult. Come take care of this bug. It's alive too. I don't know what to do. Oh my, should I just suck it up in my vacuum? You guys want to see me suck up a bug in my vacuum? Just kidding. Grass. Wait, do these bugs fly? If I go to take this, is it gonna fly at me? Somebody tell me. Can I zoom on here so you guys can see it? Does that work? I don't think I can zoom. So you can watch it fly into my face. Ugh, dude. I need the cockroaches and stuff, not this. Do these things fly? I need to know. Somebody identify this, please, and tell me if these things fly. Does that fly? I need to know before I try to grab it. Nobody say anything. I'm just doomed. Okay. Let's see. Please don't fly anywhere. Please. What if I missed it? I did miss it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why did you take apart a PS5? Because I'm trying to replace the HDMI port and there's a freaking bug in here and I can't get it. Look, you gotta be kidding. This is miserable for me right now. I hope you know that. He snuck back down. You know what? He's out of my way. He's out of my way. He's out of my way. That's all I know. As long as, oh, he's crawling. Ew, gross. Ew, it's upside down. Alright, hopefully it doesn't come out of there. Oh my god, I'm too hungry to deal with this. Ew. It's like... What are you supposed to do with these bugs? Ew. Ew. Look at that thing. Gross. Oh, hopefully it climbs on my counter. That way that I can smush it. I like how everyone's just watching this, no one's even saying anything. What was supposed to do about that? Pliers? Wait, what if it's like a stink bug or something? Doesn't fly? Is it like stinky though? Oh, it just flew. Who said it didn't fly? It just flew. Whoever said it didn't fly, you're a liar. Ben, what the heck? Ben, it just, oh my goodness, it just tried to fly. Oh my goodness. Hopefully this squishes it. Ew. Should I push hard? Oh, gross. Okay, I think I killed it. It's definitely still alive a little bit. I am not a bug person. I don't. Ugh. Look at that. Ew. Gross. It looks like something else. You know what, Ben? I got something for you, buddy. Oh man, I'm like shaking from freaking. I'm telling you, I hate bugs. That was miserable. That was miserable. What if there was another one in here? It just flew out and attacked me. I had a feeling that it flew. It looked like it was a bug that would fly. That was gross. Ugh. Now that I've wasted like 5 minutes doing that. Ben, why'd you trick me like that? Oh my goodness. Ugh. At least it wasn't a cockroach, that's all I can say. Dang, there's another one in here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's another one. There's another one in here. Oh my goodness. Ugh. You see that? You know how I found it too? I went to take out this ribbon cable right here. I'm not touching that. Hopefully it doesn't move. I'm not touching that. I'm not a bug removal service here. I am a repair place. Oh, this is quite exciting, I guess you could say. There's probably more in here. But yeah, at least they're not cockroaches, that's all I can say. Cockroaches are disgusting. These ones don't smell like anything. Actually, they kind of look like a stink bug of some sort, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright, so sometimes it gets like this weird like black marking in here. You see those? And not all of these people that have this happen, not all of them smoke. Right? So I don't know if anyone knows what this black stuff is and how that gets in there, let me know. Same with that. Because it... Oh yeah, never mind. This one does smell like a smoker's console. Hakuna Matata snack platter for lunch. Yeah, I guess since I couldn't eat lunch earlier, I gotta eat the bug, right? And I was just about to go to lunch, and then this guy, I was literally like saying bye on my live, and then this guy walked in and was like, "Hey, can you fix this?" Oh man, that's how my days go. Actually, I am kind of hungry right now. If somebody told me that bug tasted good, I might actually eat it. Just kidding. I have bug phobia. Whatever the crap that would be called. All bugs. Alright, this one should just be a straightforward repair here. It's fairly simple. Looks like most of the brake was inside of the port itself. Alright, I'm gonna get my new port tinned over here. Oh, I didn't realize my soldering iron cooled down. Let's heat up for a second. So, got the new port 10, which is like the silver lines right there. Those were copper originally. And that just makes it to where whenever I take off this port and put that new one on, it just sits where it should be, and or not sits, but adheres properly to the pads that are on the motherboard that those pins sit on. Sometimes when the port splits open like this on the bottom, yeah, you can see it just raised up without me touching it. It like puts pressure on the board, so the port will like move by itself, and then sometimes it makes it a little bit harder to pull off. Yeah, like it has some resistance. Normally I'd just be able to pull straight up, but this one has a little bit of resistance on it. Nothing crazy, but it looks like that surface area is perfect for the new port. We will waste no time and put that new port on there because it doesn't need any prep work. And it looks like I'm gonna have to cut off an extension of my solder here because it touched the liquid metal. I don't want that to it. Can't get that on the board or else it'll damage the board. That's a good like foot of solder that goes to waste. Ugh. Oh well. Right. Just wait for that to cool down a little bit. Now check those pins. Make sure that all the pins are connected to the board back here. Yep, all of those are good. So that port is secured on there. That was a nice like 1-for-1 swap right there. And we're just gonna fix that liquid metal up a little bit there because obviously there's a bare spot in the middle. Some of these don't have as much liquid metal on them as other consoles. This one has less than the average. Yeah, so sometimes it doesn't stick like this. I just gotta stamp it out a little bit. It's not gonna cause any issues though, unless if it already previously did. If it did not, then it's definitely not gonna cause any issues now. It will further down the road though. Because once the liquid metal separates, it creates like that haze behind it where it can't stick anymore. Alright. Just gonna let the board cool a little bit. I'm actually going to relocate the board to a cooler surface. That way that it can cool down here. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully the bug is still in there. Yep, still in there. Okay. It's not in my shop. Board is fairly cool. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in place real quick. Alright. Thankfully the bug's still in there. Right in here. The bad thing is I still have to plug this back in, so let me just make sure that this is cooling down right. Make sure that's in there. Yeah, that feels good. You never want to put the PS5 back together when it's still hot. Again, it's like just asking for trouble. Even for somebody like me who works really fast on these, I still take my time when putting them back together. You gotta make sure they're cooled down properly. Alright, hopefully I can put this back in without it touching me. Okay. Alright. It stayed. It did not move. Let's hope it stays there. Why is this bent? It's kind of strange. Sometimes there's like small little defects from the factory, like the bracket that I just put on there. This side over here, the screw hole was damaged when I was coming to take the screw out, so it's like harder to take it out. It's not like a big deal or anything. If you're not careful with it, obviously, when you're going to screw it back in, the screwdriver can skip because you're like pushing so hard, and then you can like jump off of it and like hit the board or something and damage the board. But you just gotta be careful of the small little defects. Most of the PS5s are good, but occasionally you get ones with weird things. plug this up and see if it works. Got the new port on there. Looking good. Alright, let's see if it'll work here. Not popping up. Okay, let's do a little trick here. Let's see if that did it. Boom. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. That's what we're talking about. I'm like 3 on 3 right now. Alright. So far we fixed an Xbox and 2 PS5s. And then 2 PS5 controllers. Hopefully now I can go to lunch. Watch as I say that and somebody else shows up.
Please leave your...
Oh my goodness, please don't have it on. Okay. Whew.
Hello?
Hey, it's Reaper's Electronics. Your PS5 is good to go.
I'll be there in about 5 minutes when the hair is seated.
Okay.
Alright, appreciate you.
Yep, you're welcome. Alright. Well, that one's good. Good to go. I should have parts coming in today. I don't know where they're at. But I do have some of my mods in here. Well, just one really, which has like the clear buttons and the LED light. So may put that on today, maybe not. Well, now that I've done, all these repairs, I might not get to it today, but I gotta call the other guy about the controllers real quick. Kiara, hello. Oh no, what? Why's my phone not working?
Please leave your message.
Yeah, what? I don't think it's my phone. I think it's their phone. Something's going on with their phone. Yeah. Unless if it rains. If it rains this time.
Please leave your message for 7-1.
Yeah, I know. Something's wrong with their phone. Oh, man. The Legend eFootball. Hello. How you doing? Where's my package at, though? I need to see. comes in. Where's it at? It's in here. No. Oh my goodness. It still says out for delivery. It's 2:40. What time does mail get delivered here? I don't even know. Oh my goodness. All I know is that they've delivered my mail to the wrong mailbox over and over again. And this last time I called them and was talking to them, and the lady got so nasty with me on the phone, as if it was like my fault why they keep putting the mail in the wrong mailbox. Reapers.
Hi, I have a Nintendo Switch Lite in which the USB-C charging port has been damaged. Are you guys able to repair that?
We don't work on those, unfortunately.
Okay. Any idea which direction I should go?
I'm not too sure who would do something like that.
Okay. Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. Oh yeah, the USPS lady. Oh my goodness! I called and I was like, hey, like my package it's not there. Like it's not in the mailbox. And then she told me to go outside and check again. I was like, I just looked. Like the mail was just delivered. That's why I went out there. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like I just got back in from checking it. And then I was like, I'm trying to file like a lost claim or whatever, because it's obviously not there. And then she was like, well, it says it was delivered. I was like, yeah, but it's not in the mailbox. And I went through like this whole thing and like talking to her on the phone. She had like such an attitude, and I was just like, oh my. She just like started being all excessive about it and stuff. And I was like, look, I just need someone, because this is the second time that this has happened. I just need someone to correct this issue and like put my mail in the right mailbox. And then she was like, N500 thing, I don't know what that was. You deleted it though. But yeah, hello Julie. But yeah, and then I was just like, wait, I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, and she was like trying to make it seem like it was like my fault, like why my package wasn't in my mailbox. And I was like, no, like you guys need to come correct it. And then she was like, you don't talk to me like that, sir. And I was like, what do you mean? Like I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to get my mail. Like, what do you mean don't talk to you? Like I was just saying, like, you guys need to come correct the issue, because obviously this is a reoccurring issue. And then she was like, that is not how you said it to me. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, that's exactly what I just said. And I was like, look, I don't care about your attitude, okay? I was like, I just want my mail. And then she was like, I don't care about your attitude, sir. And I was just like, all right, well, that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about, you know? I was like, hey, you know what? Just get my mail in the right mailbox. Like, I'll go on hold until you can figure out the situation. And then she was like, I'll go get my supervisor. And I was like, okay. So then she like put me on hold for a few minutes. And then she came back on and she was like, hello, sir, in like a completely different tone. And I was like, yes. And she was like, I talked to my supervisor and they said that the driver's going to circle around. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then she hung up on me. She didn't even say anything, which means that her little power trip that she was on, going to get her supervisor, like it didn't even do anything, because the supervisor probably told her she was in the wrong. So, and then my package was in my mailbox like 5 minutes later, which is crazy. How's it going?
We thought you guys moved. We used to go to the
So you think you want to come with it?
Yeah, no, it's from
How long? How many minutes left?
yeah, you can
Come in tomorrow?
I paid you.
Stop
Well, they
fighting.
give me deals tomorrow, that's why. I'm a veteran. I go get all those deals.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your service.
I may be in and out, you know. So I may be good. I might be driving around.
I'll be with it. I don't want to. You want to control this too? You want to control this too? I'm just. Yeah, so that's
I feel
what
like almost another
that's what I'm too do. Like, yeah, you probably have people out there that do it too. So it's like I wanted to do it myself, but I don't want to. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I'll give you a call.
So the controller, can you go over that? Yeah, we'll go over that.
It's up to you. It took me about 25 minutes to do it. Not that much fun, man. With these, I replaced them with aftermarket parts. Okay, it's never really getting better. So these are like the ones that come in originally. It's a spring system, so it like lets the spring like goes off like a new like height inside. It causes the sticker inside them and really comes in. So whenever it starts to drift, if it drifts again, because it drifted a little bit, but if you like slam it just a little bit, you just plug it up to the computer and you can be confident. Oh my goodness. I can't get a break. Somebody just dropped off another PS5, and this one needs a cleaning done. Everyone likes watching the cleanings too. Everyone likes watching the cleanings. I might have to, man, I am starving though. I have to go eat, because I feel like I'm gonna break something if I don't eat. I told him it's probably gonna be done on Wednesday. I'm not too sure. tomorrow's Tuesday, but it's Veterans Day, so I was trying to take advantage of like the Veterans Day deals, get like a free lunch and stuff. But I think I'll be able to work in the morning, possibly. I hope I have my kids with me tomorrow. I don't know. Did I ever call the controller guy? Oh, I think I did. He just didn't answer. Oh, he also brought me a controller, so on top of the cleaning, he wants me to repair his controller. Oh, but yeah, I have to go eat. Maybe I can do it after I go eat, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here so I can potentially go eat. That other guy said he was gonna be here in 5 minutes, and I swear it's been like 20 minutes since he said that. Hopefully he comes soon so I can go eat. But yeah, I'll probably be back on in a little bit. If not, then I'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully. Later.